Throughout history, nations have built monumental stadiums to showcase power, culture, and ambition. But not all of them stood the test of time. Some became abandoned giants. Others were simply too big for their cities, and a few were never meant to last in the first place. These are the most useless stadiums in the world. Inaugurated in 2009, the Donbas Arena was once the pride of Ukrainian football. Located in the industrial city of Donetsk, this 52,000-seat stadium became the home of Shakhtar Donetsk, one of the country's most successful clubs. The design was cutting-edge at the time, built to UEFA elite standards, with modern glass facades, luxury lounges, and even a fan zone outside the complex. The stadium hosted major matches, including Euro 2012 games, and symbolized Ukraine's entry into modern European football. But history had other plans. When war erupted in eastern Ukraine in 2014, the arena was severely damaged by shelling. Shakhtar was forced to relocate, and the Donbas Arena has remained abandoned ever since. Today, this $400 million masterpiece stands silent, a ghost of its former glory, frozen in time as a monument to conflict and lost potential. Stadium 974 is one of the most unique stadiums ever built. Constructed from exactly 974 shipping containers and modular steel frames, it was designed to be completely dismantled after the 2022 FIFA World Cup. With a capacity of 44,000, it hosted 7 World Cup matches, including the unforgettable round of 16 clash between Brazil and South Korea. Located along the Doha waterfront, the stadium's design reflected Qatar's maritime heritage, bold, modern, and sustainable. But the genius of this stadium is also its flaw. It was never intended to be permanent. After the tournament, Stadium 974 was not dismantled. Its future remains uncertain, with promises that it will be rebuilt elsewhere or distributed to developing countries. Today, the once vibrant arena is just an empty plot of land, proving that some of the world's grandest stadiums are built for a moment, not for a legacy. Nicknamed the eighth wonder of the world, the Huston Astrodome opened in 1965 as the first ever domed sports stadium. With a seating capacity of 67,000, it was an engineering marvel. Boasting air conditioning, an artificial turf known as AstroTurf, and a roof so futuristic it seemed straight out of science fiction. The Astrodome hosted baseball, football, boxing, and even concerts by Elvis Presley and the Rolling Stones. For decades, it was the beating heart of Houston's sports culture. But by the 1990s, larger and more modern stadiums began to outshine it. The Houston Astros and Oilers eventually moved out, leaving the Astrodome without permanent tenants. Attempts to repurpose the venue failed, and in 2009 it was officially deemed unusable due to safety concerns. Today, the Astrodome still stands in Houston, a relic of the past, too expensive to renovate, too historic to demolish. A true white elephant in the middle of Texas. Designed by Portuguese architect Tomás Taveira, the Aveiro Municipal Stadium is one of the most unusual stadiums in Europe. Built for Euro 2004, it has a capacity of over 30,000 seats, a very large stadium for a city like Aveiro, which only has around 80,000 inhabitants. The architecture is playful, with brightly painted beams and bold geometric shapes that make it look more like a giant Lego creation than a football ground. But despite its quirky charm, the stadium quickly became a burden. The local football club, SC Beira-Mar, has a much smaller fan base and rarely comes close to filling the seats. Maintenance costs run into millions each year, yet the stands often sit empty. Today, Aveiro Stadium is remembered as one of the many white elephants from Euro 2004, a colourful, oversized playground for a city that simply didn't need it. Built in 1982 and later renovated for the 2004 Athens Olympics, the Olympic Stadium is part of the sprawling Athens Olympic sports complex. With a capacity of 69,000, it was once the stage for the world's greatest athletes. During the 2004 Olympics, it hosted athletics, football finals, and the unforgettable opening and closing ceremonies. Its distinctive arched roof, designed by Santiago Calatrava, became an architectural landmark of modern Greece. But after the Olympics, things went downhill. Greece faced a severe economic crisis, and maintaining such a massive complex became impossible. The Olympic Stadium now sees limited use, mainly for occasional football matches or concerts. Most of the Olympic complex sits abandoned, overgrown with weeds, a haunting reminder of overspending. What was once a symbol of national pride is now one of the most striking examples of Olympic white elephants. Bayt Stadium is one of the most iconic venues from the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Located in the city of Al-Khor, it was designed to resemble a traditional Bedouin tent, a symbol of Qatari heritage. With a capacity of 68,000, it hosted the opening match of the tournament. The stadium is undeniably spectacular, but here's the problem. Al-Khor itself has a population of only 61,000 people, smaller than the stadium's capacity. Maintaining such a colossal venue in a relatively small city poses enormous challenges. Plans are in place to remove the upper tier of seats, reducing capacity, and to convert parts of the complex into hotels, shopping centers, and community facilities. But whether it will truly be used enough to justify its $770 million cost remains uncertain. Bayt is a classic example of building for the world's spotlight, but not for local reality. From the abandoned Donbas Arena in war-torn Ukraine to the temporary Stadium 974 in Qatar that was never given to anyone after the World Cup. From the futuristic Astrodome in Houston to the lonely Olympic Stadium in Athens, these colossal structures remind us of a harsh truth. Greatness on paper does not always mean greatness in reality. Some of these arenas were victims of politics. Others were victims of poor planning or excessive ambition. And in some cases, like Bayt in Qatar, they were simply a prestige item for a wealthy state. But each of these stadiums tells a story about human ambition, the pursuit of global recognition, and the cost of building monuments that outweigh the people they were meant to serve. At the end of the day, a stadium is more than just steel and concrete. Without the fans filling the seats, without the roar of the crowd, without the heartbeat of the sport, it's just an empty shell. So what do you think? Should countries continue to build massive arenas just for a single event? Or should we rethink what legacy really means in sports architecture? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this journey through the world's most useless stadiums, be sure to like the video, subscribe to SportsRender, and click the notification bell so you don't miss our deep dive into the stories behind the world's greatest and sometimes strangest stadiums. This is SportsRender, where sports meets design, history, and storytelling. Thanks for following us, and we'll see you at the next build.